What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of Road to Glory. Today, I'm going to be playing the Road to Glory live on stream, which means all of it is going to be live. The gameplay, the drafting, the rewards, the whole kit and caboodle. I don't know what that means, it's just some old people say every now and then. So it sounded good at the time. If you guys are enjoying the Road to Glory, you want to drop a thumbs up on the video, that'd be much appreciated. If you're in the stream watching right now, if you wanted to subscribe to the stream, that'd be super awesome. The last few drafts that I've done, I didn't really get like a high amount of the Optimus Prime icons, so I'm hoping a lot. Okay guys, so EA fixed their servers, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I feel like the last couple of drafts that I've done, we haven't had so many icons, so hopefully we can get a whole bunch of icons here today. I'm going to go with the 4-3-3. I'm really enjoying the 4-3-3 variants right now. And if we could start... Ooh, not a bad start, actually. Because that still gives us the capabilities to get best Figo and... Or... Come on, man. Ooh, Batshuayi is okay. Or, who's the left wing? Del Piero. And this is looking good for Del Piero. Yes, there he is. We're 2 out of 3. Let's go. This is a good card. I'll tell you something other, though. I know it says 85 stamina. I feel like the stamina just lies sometimes because he is always so tired by the end of the game. Can we get George Best? It's not looking good. Wow. I will take that Lionel Messi, though. Messi and Ronaldinho back together again. Batshuayi and Del Piero back together again as well. Now, Patrick Vieira will go down a real treat here. Or a Tony Cruz. That's not too bad either. We could swap those around, get a little bit more bonus chemistry in there. And then, Thomas Partey's not bad. Barkley's... No, we could... Yeah, Thomas Partey's the one, isn't he? He's got a half-decent card. Hopefully we won't have him in, like, late game. But maybe maybe he'll be a good sub though, like good for the ratings. Come on, man, don't screw me here, EA. That strong link to David Luiz, I like it. Give me any good left back, Alexandro, something like that. I remember when I used to use Vieirinha as a right wing in, I think it was FIFA 15. He was amazing. He's got a really well-rounded card now. I'm going to have to take Digne and then hope that we can get more Maldini. Let's go. That's what I wanted to see. That's a GG, that is. This team is looking good already, guys. We just need to get ourselves Puyol here. Aurier is solid as. Aurier is solid as. I know he only gets a soft link. I know Sergio Roberto gets that strong link. I've got to take that 87 Aurier, man. He's a really clean card. And then in goal, it's going to be an okay goalkeeper. Wow, Chesney in there. We get the soft link to Maldini. That's a good start. 90 rated. Really good start to the draft. Good CDM to stay back. Tony Kroos we need to get rid of. Batshuayi we need to get rid of. And Digne and David Luiz we need to get rid of. The rest of the team is super usable. Into the reserves we go. Can we get anything? I like that a lot. That Zapata card is very nice. We don't get a chem boost with him. But the card itself is very, very good. Oh, now we got an option. Do we take Alexandro, who is a way better left back than Digne? Or do we take Antoine Griezmann, who just like links up the chemistry perfectly, gets us up to like what, 94 chemistry? What would chat do? Sandro, Griezmann. Chat doesn't know what it would do. Half them saying Sandro, half them saying Griezmann. I feel like we'll have a better striker. Zapata's very good already. I feel like we'll have a better striker on the way. So I'm going to take Alexandro. Because it's not easy to get great fullbacks in this game. And then our next pick. Oh, that Luis Figo though. Guendouzi would be nice to put in the midfield. But we got to take Figo. He doesn't even make it onto the starting lineup, but we still got to take Figo. This draft is coming up trumps right now. What do we got for chem styles? Let's take that Shadow chem style there. And then go into our last reserves pick. 93 Neymar. In fact, he goes here. We only lose 1 chemistry. I rate that a lot. If I turn that around and then put Zapata back up, that takes up to 89 chemistry. Figo will give us even more chemistry. That puts us up to 94 chemistry. It's not bad. Figo over Messi, duh. Well, Messi's solid though. But yeah, in terms of chemistry, Figo is definitely the one. Neymar sadly doesn't fit for rate. We've got 2 big cards there. Now, if we could get ourselves Lehman or Yash in, and I feel like it's coming. No, we can't. Jan Oblak though doesn't work. I'm gonna take Alisson this time. He's just way better for chemistry. Gets us up to 97 chem, which is clean as you like. I would love a better. See, now I'm thinking. Yeah, let's take Semedo. We'll pop him there. We'll swap those 2 around. And that is everybody on 10 chem with exception, well, 9 or 10 chem with exception of Thomas Partey and Alexandro. But if we do that, then it's Thomas Partey or Zapata. So it just depends on who we want off chem. We've got a good squad here though, guys. Big centre-back coming up. Nah, Mendy. He just doesn't get the link. I'm going to take him anyway because he's just a beast of a card. Next pick. Oh, this is good. Fabinho works just so perfectly well. So perfectly well. Let's get him in there. That's everybody on 10 chem. It's only a 189 right now, but we got 2 big beasts. Oh, I tell you what, I could actually start with Neymar now over Zapata. Boom. Yes. Now that's what I like to see. This is an absolutely mental draft. Apart from these guys here, obviously they're pretty bad. But right, second to yeah, this guy's Raheem Sterling chilling in there. Could take. I'm not going to get a 192 or a 193 now. So should I take Mbappe, who would be a better sub? We're going to sub on Messi. We're likely going to sub on Mendy for Cruz. Zapata will be a nice sub to have. Do I take him? I think I just take Mbappe. And then our last pick is going to be Gervinho. I didn't do Chemstars because I'm stupid. I think we're going to get a 190 here. It's not bad. It's a really nice team. I do like the team a lot. 189. Thomas Partey is, well, that's it there. So it is a 190. Now for the manager, a Brazilian manager is all that's needed. If we could just get a Brazilian, we can't. So we need either a French league, which we don't have, or Premier League, which we don't have. So I might start with Zapata. Partey for Cruz. Dude, Cruz is a beast. I don't know if... I don't know, man. Tony Kroos is a beast. I could put Partey in there. He's obviously a solid defensive-minded player. I don't know if I want to start Zapata over Neymar and then sub Neymar in. Because look at that, man. He's got some good stats. I think we'll sub Neymar in. We'll sub Messi in. And I'll probably sub Mendy in. Potentially Mbappe. We'll see how it goes. But that, guys, is a draft. Let's get into the action. All right, guys, as we go into the gameplay, it is just a draft. There is going to be a second draft here today. And as you can tell by the title, we did get some absolutely mental draft rewards. I might have already talked about it in the start that was live. I don't know. But enjoy. Enjoy. I know I'm doing a lot of drafts right now. I can honestly say, hand on heart, this is some of the most fun I've had in FIFA for some months. Not having to worry about division rivals and playing the sweatiest, hardest games and you know, experiencing and playing with players that I just honestly wouldn't have played with outside of draft is a lot of fun. You know, learning new formations and being forced to play with new formations. I've used the 4-2-2 quite a lot in draft today and realised that I just don't like that formation a lot. I've used the 4-3-3 in draft a lot today and over the last few days and realised that I do like that formation quite a lot. So, you know, there's a lot that's good out of draft. I really hope that you guys enjoy the road to glory whilst it is predominantly drafts. I know I have a Draft to Glory series, which I still upload drafts to, but I'm drafting a lot right now, a whole bunch. But anyway, we've got some comments. And the first comment is from Tay Smith. He says, the amount of flick-up goals you scored is mad. Edit, I didn't mean this in a bad light, I think is a good thing. And I guess some of the replies potentially were kind of taking shots at you. I didn't take it in a bad light. What's hilarious is when I scored a lot of time finesses, and that's all everyone ever scored, it was, there was a little bit of memeing about how overpowered the time finesses are, but people in general were like, that's really good. How do you do that? You're scoring banging goals. When that got nerfed and I started scoring a lot of crosses, everyone's like, oh my God, isn't it boring scoring the same type of goal all the time? Crosses are boring. There's no crossing meta. You're forcing something that doesn't exist. And crossing the ball and scoring, which was an extremely effective way of scoring as well, was received very negatively in the community in general. Lots of negative threads made about me on the forums and about me on Reddit. Lots of negativity in my comment section on Twitter, where they're just mocking me for scoring with crosses. Now, all of a sudden, I've found another technique on how to score goals quite comfortably and in a very overpowered fashion. And because they're volleys, all of a sudden, and this is no shots at you, Tay Smith, because this is just a general reception of how I'm scoring these goals. All of a sudden, people are like, oh my God, that's so amazing. Look how good those goals are. And the problem for me is the fact that there are three different extremely overpowered ways of scoring that need to be balanced. As good as it might look compared to a cross and a head, and as good as it might look compared to a cutback and a tap-in, scoring these flick-up volleys is no more skillful than scoring a time finesse from 40 yards with your back to goal. It's no more skillful than popping a cross to the back post to Ibrahimovic and heading it in. It is literally just another broken scoring mechanic. And as soon as you figure out how to scoop the ball up to yourself and then how to hit the right angle shots, you will start scoring a lot of goals in a lot of different fashions with little to no skill. And it's very sad that that's the case. What's really interesting for me is, now that I've kind of like really utilized and abused back post crossing, now that I've also really utilized the flick up volleys, I need to get better at a certain few aspects of my game, and I feel like I'm going to become a much better player. I feel like I'm becoming a much better player this week. In Foot Champs, we finished 14-2. I played some fantastic FIFA. We're winning drafts constantly at the moment. I know we just lost in the second round there, but we're winning drafts constantly at the moment. And in fact, in the draft you're about to see, the semi-final was against a viewer who finishes Elite 1 or Elite 2 mostly, and I beat him. Wasn't easy. He was a phenomenal player. And then in the draft that you're going to see tomorrow, spoiler alert, I know, in the final, I played against a guy who is a top 100/Elite 1 verified pro player, and I beat him in the final. And so I'm playing a high level of FIFA right now, which is really exciting. But the reason why I feel like I'm playing a high level of FIFA is because I feel like I'm ahead of the curve in understanding how to score goals more prolifically. Funnily enough, I was talking to Skills because he got top 100 this week with 27 wins. And that's the lowest it's been for a long time. He didn't even have to play his last game to get top 100. And he said the reason why it's less games now, in his opinion, is because previously anybody could score time finesse shots. Just anybody. You didn't have to have any skill relatively. You just had to get that muscle memory down for timing, and you could pass it and shoot realistically from anywhere within about 40 yards and expect to score goals. He feels like since the new patch, because players are on drop back now and nobody really knows how to score, what's happening is the people that were on drop back or played super defensively, super passively, that use time finesses to score goals can now no longer score goals. So what they're doing is they're sitting deep, and then when they get possession and attack, they don't know how to score. And so that means that a lot of players that might have edged a couple of wins to get from, say, 25 to 28 or 23 to 26, now don't actually know how well to score, and it's costing them games because they're sat so deep. And that's a very interesting theory, and one that I definitely can see is accurate. And so I feel like I'm playing very well right now because I've mastered a couple of scoring techniques, the back post crosses and the flick up volleys. But what it made me think of about my own game is that what I would like to do is master all of the techniques, because that's what the pro players have done. They've mastered everything. So no matter what they come up against in what manner, they've got a tool to unlock the box. You know, they've got the key to the chest. And for me, if I try crossing and that person is just really good at blocking the crosses, closing me down, or understands how to win the headers against my Ibrahimovic and Bale, or moves their keeper, and I move to trying to do the scoop volleys, and then they also close me down for the scoop volleys, and you know, are impactful with the way they defend me there, I'm a little bit lost. So how do I score there? Well, the pro players, I see them do a lot of first-time driven shots. I see them do a lot of intricate passing on the edge of the box until they can get a good finesse shot. And I need to work on that aspect of my game. I need to work on the aspect of my game where, okay, I've got a defense pinned in. I can't cross it. I can't shoot from range. How do I break this down? And so I want to really figure that out over the next few weeks on the best way to just move and manipulate the ball. And what I do less this year than ever before, and less this year than most of the best players in the game, is I don't do many skill moves. I see the pro players a lot. They do a lot of skill moves. They do a lot of the La Croqueta, a lot of the El Tornado. I use the La Croqueta from time to time. They use it just for no good reason sometimes, but it seems to work. Like, I watch a few of the pro players and they'll get into like the box, they'll cut down the right hand side, they'll get into the box, they'll La Croqueta right, they'll La Croqueta left, they'll La Croqueta right, and there's no one even near them. But what it does is it just creates such panic in the defender, because once you La Croqueta, once you see the initiation of the skill move, you're like, oh God, what's going to happen from here? What is he actually doing? And when he hits to one position, now you're presented with some more decisions to make. Okay, he's La Croqueted once. Is he going to do it again the same direction, or is he going to do it again a different direction? Is he going to cut it back? Is he going to have a shot? And what that one skill move, even in front of nobody, creates is it creates so many choices for the defending player that they have to make the right one, because if they make the wrong one, it results in a goal. And I don't do that enough, and I don't do it very well. So it's definitely an area of the game that I want to just become more relaxed in my attacking play. And I also don't see passes very well. I'm very because I get into this manner of finding something that's overpowered and abusing that and only that. And it's really bad for my gameplay long term. Short term, it might be good because I'll beat a few people. I'll beat some players better than me because they don't know how to defend it or can't defend it. But long term, I'll come up against somebody that can defend it, and I need another tool in the box. And a lot of the times when I'm counter-attacking, I see Toby or Skills or whoever may be watching me play at the time will say, dude, you had like a through ball on here, you had an easy ball here, you had some easy passes here. And all I was doing was looking for that one guy that's going to be on the edge of the box to get the ball into his feet, to scoop it up and volley it. Or all I was doing was looking for who's down that wing so I can cross it to Ibrahimovic to head it home. And I don't enough create the simple chances. I'm constantly looking for the overpowered mechanic, and it hurts me long term. And so I really hope that after kind of acknowledging that and understanding that that's a huge issue for me, I kind of hope that over the next week or two, I can really focus on that area of my game and really improve that area of my game as we score banging shot off the post there. But that remains to be seen. And what's crazy is right now, as I say, I'm winning a lot of games right now because they just don't know how to defend the scoop shots. They just don't. And in some regards, they are undefendable, because I've won so many penalties and free kicks on the edge of the box from scooping up, someone just clattering into me, giving me a foul. And if they don't try and tackle me, they've given me too much space, I've got a shot off. The only thing that's an issue with the scoop shots is you have to have the right angle, otherwise you just won't score. If you start hitting the shots from anywhere expecting them to go in, you're going to have a really bad time. And I think that's why a lot of people didn't believe me with the whole crossing scenarios, is because it was a very, very unique crossing position that you had to get to make it work. It didn't work from just anywhere. So if people were just banging in crosses from any which way they could just to try and get a cross in to make it work, it wasn't going to work. You really had to find the right angle and the right position for the cross to hit that back post with enough height that the Bale or Ibrahimovic would jump over the fullback. So that's definitely something to think about. But ultimately, yeah, the flick-up goals, they do look real nice. I actually had I Am French, who's like a foothead guy on Twitter. He tweeted me a couple of compilations of him scoring goals very similarly with Mbappe's Team of the Year. And what he does is, instead of getting the ball, taking a touch, scooping it up the way I scoop it up and then shooting, what he does is he passes it into Mbappe, immediately hits the stick to pop it up, and then either bangs it first time if the ball's set up nicely, and if it doesn't set up nicely, he'll flick the right analog stick a couple more times to get it into a better position before then shooting the ball, and it creates a lot of good goals. And I've tried utilizing that a little bit. I can't get it. I can't understand it. So I need to work a little bit harder on that. But we end up scoring a few goals here, guys. A few nice goals there with the flick ups. Next comment is from Trime Trom. Says, I'm having fun playing the first 10 games and the rest 20 games just for the rewards. The last 10 games are so hard mentally to play because of how boring it is to do the same thing 30 times in a 72-hour limit. And I think that's most people's problem. I think most people just don't want to play that grindy foot rivals last 10 foot champs games every week because it's just far too stressful for far too little. And it leads on to a few other comments, which I hope we've got time for here. Dante says, the main problem is all you guys play for is rewards. Where has gone playing FIFA for the game? Because a couple of years ago, we were basically playing the same year everywhere. We were just playing and we only got 15,000 coins, but all you guys want is the best. The difference is that when Divisions was the only game mode and foot rivals and foot champs and stuff didn't exist, you could reasonably put together a fun squad, have a Division 1 run, and enjoy your gameplay because you're not going to be coming up against people who have full-on Prime Icon, Team of the Year squads as they do right now. However, if you're even in Division 3 or above, go and build yourself a fun squad. Go and give yourself a 150k budget and tell me that you don't still come up against, 3 Team of the Years, 4 icons, Player of the Month cards, top-end players, Team of the Year Mbappe's and stuff, because that's all you see in Division 3, 2 and 1 now is literal high-end squads. So it's not about... The reason why I want better rewards for it isn't because I think the rewards aren't good enough. It's because I think that the time invested and the level of difficulty I'm playing for isn't good enough versus a far lower level of difficulty that offers almost an identical reward. If you go to Division 4 or Division 5, which for me would be a relative cakewalk. I'm not going to say I would win every game out because it's just not how FIFA works. But Division 4 and Division 5, well, Division 5 for me, I think I'd struggle to lose a game in Division 5 unless I also came up against somebody else who is a Division 1 or 2 player down in Division 5. But I can get to rank 1 in Division 5 and have a lot of fun doing it because it's much more comfortable games for me and get rewards as good as, and in some cases better than Division 2 and Division 1 rewards that I need to play far more games against far harder opponents to achieve those rewards. And so it's the same problem we've had since literally week 1 in FUT, and it's something that I lobbied for a lot that EA just didn't listen, didn't want to change. I really think that the amount of time spent and invested is just not worth it. And there was, again, another comment leading on from Andres Castro. He says, hey man, I still don't understand your statement that the rewards are not good enough. Please clarify. The way I see it, rewards are the packs and everybody has the same pack odds. Top 100 absolutely gets better rewards than Gold 1. Do you want better pack luck? I feel like you're heavily misguided because Top 100 does not absolutely get better rewards. They get a better chance of packing better rewards and they might get more packs, but they don't necessarily get better. And the reason of that is because of the probability of how packs work and how low. To get to top 100, to get 30 wins, you have to be one of the best players in the world. And yet somebody who is far from the best player in the world can finish Silver 1, and out of the red player pick they could get the best player in Team of the Week, whilst a top 100 player could get 5 picks and get none of the best players in Team of the Week. And out of their gold pack, let's say they get a mega pack, they could pack 99 Prime Icon Moments Pele, whereas the guy in top 100 could open his 4 100k packs and get not even boards every single pack. I want some stability in the fairness of what you get awarded and rewarded for your ability in the game and the time spent on the game, and that's what I think EA are lacking massively. So that in my opinion, is a clarification, and that's why people are stopping at Gold 3 now, because there's no real incentive to go further because you're not getting better rewards, you're just getting better chances of rewards, and that makes it a gamble and a lottery. And when it comes to being a gamble and a lottery, I sit there and think, okay, so I want to do what's best for my time, not what's best for the gamble. And what's best for my time and what's best for your time, what's best for most people's time is finishing at the earliest luxury convenience. And for most people, that's Gold 3. So that was my response to that. 187 says, OMFG, look at the state of this game. Flick up, shoot, goal. Yes, it's more difficult. Yeah, it's more difficult to score one-on-ones. And I wanted to bring out that comment as well because not only is it more difficult to score one-on-ones, I still think they have an incorrect shot error in one-on-ones. I had a game that I played in draft just earlier today. I won the game absolutely comfortably as we get our really, really good reward there. I won the game really comfortably. But at one point in the game, I put George Best through and the guy moved his goalkeeper out of the way. And I just took a regular shot at the near post. And he dragged it and scraped it wide to the point where it just P-rolled about 8 yards wide. And I thought, after that, okay, let me go and have a look back at the replay, if that chance is in the replays, to see if I actually dragged it wide or not. And I didn't time shoot or anything. I just pressed the shoot button, and it wasn't like a whole bunch of power, and it wouldn't have mattered anyway because the ball P-rolled. George Best is under no pressure from any defender anywhere near him. It's the 94 prime moments best, and the guy moved his keeper out of the way. And the arrow is aimed with good margins into the left-hand side of the goal, and he drags it wide. And the reason why he drags it wide is because there seems to be still this weird shot error on one-on-ones, and that's why, and how stupid it is that it's easier to flick the ball up to yourself and slam it home from 40 yards than it is to score an open goal from 10 yards because of how broken the shooting is, which is just stupid. And it's so hard to prove anything to EA or give them any concise feedback because they can attribute everything to human error or human skill. Oh, you scored that volley? Well, you hit it, good shot, good angle, good time finish. Oh, you missed that open goal? Well, you could argue that it's under a bit of pressure. Maybe you rushed the shot. Maybe you timed it orange instead of green. Maybe you held the analog stick the wrong direction. Maybe he was off balance. And there's just so many excuses that they can give for, oh, that was probably your fault, and oh, that was you just being really good, instead of, sitting there and saying, well, yeah, that shouldn't really happen. But I'm going to take that clip of George Best that I have, and I'm going to send it to the gameplay guy, Tom, and say, like, hey, dude, this is what's happening here. I scored a flick-up volley with Patrick Vieira from 25 yards out, and it just rocketed it into the top corner. And then I miss an open goal with George Best, prime moments, even though my power was very reasonable and my accuracy was incredible and he drags it so far wide. So yeah, that's interesting. Another last comment we've got for today, thought-provoking for me again, is Rustio says they need to put silvers back in bronze packs as well as gold packs. I think they just need to reevaluate the whole pack system and give us more options that are there permanently. Give us a mixed players pack that's in store at all times. 4 silvers, 4 bronze, 4 golds, 1 rare and 3 rares in 2 different, a mixed players pack and a premium mixed players pack, and just have them there at all times. Chance your luck, give a coin value, give a FIFA point value, and just allow people to constantly open those packs to get the cards that could benefit them. You could hit an icon, you could hit a big gold card, you could hit an expensive silver card, but it would do well to very much stabilize the market by having a constant influx of multiple different versions of cards from one pack, instead of only getting golds from gold packs and only getting silvers from silver packs and so on and so forth. So there you have it, guys. That is the end of the video. We hit the 100k pack, which is amazing out of this draft. I'm super happy with that. I'm super happy in general with how I'm playing FIFA right now and very much enjoying the game and enjoying the draft. This is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.